Hello everyone, and welcome to this lecture. We're looking at the types of goods and what they are. We have the private goods and the public goods and the free goods and the luxury goods. So let's get started. So we're going to start with the private goods. They are both excludable and driverless. We need to say that excludable means that individual can prevent from using the good if they haven't paid for it. That's where the meaning of private goods coming from, whereby you can prevent someone who hasn't paid for it from using it. And what we mean by driverless means the consumption of the good by one person is availability for others because it's meant to be used by one person. So, for example, we have the most tangible goods like cars, clothing, and electronics. If you own a car, others can be excluded from using it because you are the sole owner of the car. At the same time, the construction of the car benefits is limited to the owner. Or that's how we have to look at that. And also, another example of a private good is a smartphone. Is a private good. Usually, it's a personalized product. When someone purchases a smartphone, he owns it. They can exclude others from using it because it's some of the reason why it's being put in the private property. Um, Also, we look at the smartphone features are also reference whereby it's only attained to one person. Then we have luxury goods. These ones are not essential for daily living, which means people can actually live without them, but are highly desirable to their quality or brands or exclusivity. This is what makes other people different from so differentiate between one person to another. They often come with a higher price tag because they have certain people who will be demanding them in associated with certain level of prestige whereby someone's saying someone's wealth, how wealthy you are, which means you can include some of the design handbags, high-end watches or luxury cars. Right now I have one of the brands like Louis Vuitton is one of the world leading brands right now. Even the owner of that company is now the richest man in the world. So also you have to look at the examples. We look at the Rolex watch. It's considered a luxury good because it's very expensive. It goes beyond fulfilling basic needs and is valued for its brand, craftsmanship, and exclusivity, which means it's linked to someone's wealth or income. So that's how we look at luxury goods, which means they are not essential for daily living, but they put a highly desirable value because of their brand. That's why I was talking about Louis Vuitton. When we look at free goods, from the word free, we are looking at something that is abundant, that's something that is not scarce, so it means there's no shortage of it. They are not subject to scarcity and zero opportunity cost. There's no need for you to think about opportunity cost when you have such things as free goods. So we have air and sunlight, common examples of free goods which are very important. Both air, look at the oxygen I'm breathing in. It's a free good. They are available to everyone in unlimited quantities. In their consumption by one person doesn't reduce the availability of the other because they are all going to have access to that air and the sunlight. An example, as I've said, sunlight is a free good. It is available to everyone without charge, and one person enjoys sunlight does not diminish its availability for others because you get the same amount of sunlight that someone else is getting, which means there's no one who can prevent you from diminishing the value of sunlight that you'll be getting. Same way as the value of air. In looking at public goods, on the word public, which means something that is been categorized by non-excludable or non-driverless. Uh, driverless. Meaning is to say non-excludability means that is difficult or costly for one user to exclude others from using a good. Also, when you talk about non-driverless, means that one person consumption does not diminish the availability of goods for the other. So we are talking about that. It's difficult for the other users to exclude another user from using that particular good, the public good. So a good example is like street lighting. No one can prevent you from having access to street lighting. The same time as national defense, no one can prevent you from getting the same protection that the national defense is offering to the country. Look at public parks. No one can prevent you from going to a public park. So we have to look at some of the examples of public goods because they are being offered by the government. So a fireworks display in the public park is a public good. Okay, that's what happened the first season. Like instead of New Year's, whereby you have a displacement of fireworks in the public park, whereby it's a public good. Once the display is provided, it is challenging to exclude anyone from enjoying it because everyone will have access to it. I actually have this time whereby we have the agricultural show, whereby there's fireworks that are going to be displayed there at the end of agricultural show during the night. It's only 8 p.m. if I still remember. So this is when everyone is not excluded from enjoying them. So one person enjoyment doesn't reduce the enjoyment of others because they have the full access to see the display that is being offered by the fireworks. Then our practical exercise that you can practice on your own. So we talk about using examples to find the free good, luxury goods, and private goods and public goods. Then you get your 8 marks. So it's all about you knowing what a public good is, what a free good is, what a private good is, and then you'll be able to understand and giving them practical examples. That's how you get the full marks. With this,